All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of our Crypto Talk, where we decode the coolest stuff happening in Web3 that no one else is talking about. Today's spotlight is on Frictionless, and I must say this one's different. It's not just another DeFi thing or fancy dashboard. This is a fully decentralized smart contract part order book that lets projects and high ticket holders do wallet to wallet token deals without wrecking the market, of course. So joining me today is Zach, the mind behind Frictionless. So we'll be going to, just talk to him, and we'll going through walk through what this platform actually is doing and how it's solving some massive problems in crypto fundraising and why the FRIC token actually has utility baked into the platform. So let's get into it. So, all right, Zach,
Yeah,
how have you been today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, thanks for having us. I'm happy to run through the our platform with you. The frictionless platform is based around being able to trade tokens over the counter, completely mitigating any on market sells or on market price fluctuations. And by being able to trade over the counter, you're mitigating a lot of the negative aspects that come with trading on the open market, like insane, uh, price effects from token treasuries being sold off and slippage. You can mitigate even token taxes by trading over the counter. There's certain tokens that have, um, buy sell taxes, but no transfer taxes. So that means when you transfer a token out of one wallet to the next, it may not necessarily be impacted with a tax. So since our platform, basically on the back end, how our platform works is it's holds your tokens in an escrow wallet. From that escrow wallet, it goes to the other user's address. So it's essentially like transferring tokens from one another, but it's all completely autonomous, decentralized, and it's being held by a escrow wallet that we don't have control over. So our platform is completely non-custodial, and um, yeah, and I'm excited to show you a little bit about it here.
That's awesome. I mean, so, instead of projects just dumping tokens on exchanges, they can just put up an offer directly for the community. That's kind of clean. And because from what I've seen, this is actually fixing a few major cracks in the post token launch world and even more than that. So maybe kick us off by walking through what problems Frictionless is really solving through, a small demonstrations.
Sure. Yeah. You want me to present the platform on my side here?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, 1 second. I think it's
All right, you can speak. Yeah, the screen is on. So,
so this is the landing page for our platform. It's app.frictionless.network is the URL for that. And what our first product is it's the private over the counter interface. And essentially that allows for projects or really anyone, whoever wants to set up their own very own over the counter channel. They can whitelist uh, specific addresses to be able to exclusively access their channels to trade with one another. And I will just jump right ahead and just show you exactly what I'm talking about. So for this part of the demo, I'm just going to simply show you how to set up these channels, and you'll get a little bit more of an idea of what I'm talking about here. So, for this one, let's just say, I'm just going to call this our crypto talk demo. And then since I'm going to set up like a frictionless Ethereum pair that we can trade with one another, I'm just going to name it FRIC/ETH as well. And what's also very cool about this, is you can actually list or add any token that you want to this custom tab. So like, let's say you have a random token that you want to trade ETH with, or even like USDC or whatever. You would just enter in the custom token address and find that Uniswap pool address and go through the steps. But for this demo, we're going to keep it simple. I'm just going to do FRIC. And this address here is my own address. It automatically gets whitelisted. And then to add in other addresses that you want to interact with this channel, I will input. Did you say you have an address that you want to use? Otherwise, I can use another one of mine. Just as
you can go ahead with the demo address of yours. That'll be perfectly fine for now.
okay. I'll just add in a second one really fast. So essentially, these two addresses will be able to create offers and contribute to each other automatically through our platform. If you want to add a bonus for each offer, you're able to do that. Like, let's say I want to offer, 1,000 FRIC for a certain amount of ETH. I can add in a 5-10% bonus and so forth of more FRIC for that corresponding ETH, if that makes sense. But for this one, I'm just going to keep the bonus hop. Just keep it simplified. And also, if you want to add additional pairs, you are able to within the same channel. Like, let's say we don't even want to trade Frictionless with ETH. We can do, any of these options. These are all of our partners, or just a few of them. Or we can add custom token if we would like. But I'm going to keep it simple and just do the one switch for now within the channel. So here we go to the next step. Shows our addresses, the FRIC wrapped ETH pair. If we had multiple switches chosen, it would be all under this drop down. I'm going to submit. And so for this step, that's basically, how simple it is to request the channel itself. So now on our end, we would need to access the admin wallet and actually push through this request. So go back over to the our private OTC management tab, and under this tab up here on the navigation bar, you'll be able to see all the channels that you either requested or that are pending, and so forth. You'll be able to manage all of them through this specific tab here. So here's ours that we just created, and since we'll activated it, the next step is to approve it on our end, or on my end. And it does require a small amount of FRIC in order to do this. I believe it was only one FRIC token, the security feature.
Yeah. So each approval requires like one FRIC, just to avoid exploits and certain bot movements. But again, like this is MVP. Like this is okay beyond MVP. This is product. Like on the back end, fully functional. Up front end will have received a few more updates right now, more polishing, and then we go into the next back end steps. But yeah, like this is all these steps will get reduced, will get taken out, will be like smoothened out. But like our focus is right now to just provide this utility in the best possible way, and that it works. And I mean, we have so many case studies now laid out, like any kind of partners or we have projects that you have that are willing to participate in our case studies. That means they can join us for whatever kind of OTC purpose they have. Again, like these OTC switches are like OTC sandboxes. So each sandbox not only allows like the offer creator to can create the offer, but also the contributor can create an offer in the same switch for a buyback or a counter offer in the end. So let's say we have an OTC deal. The whale receives a lot of FRIC in the end. Using a FRIC as an example. And the project, we get the ease that we need for scaling. The project pumps, the price is getting higher, and the whale wants to upload. And then you can go through the same switch and create an offer where we then can buy back the token from him, for example. So there's like endless possibilities into how you can use it for OTC deals.
I mean, that's great because you can honestly parallelly build whatever you want to build, and you can at the same time the token price stays like here. So
If they want to do like, this will also be possible, like airdrops with this also. Like again, like this is a sandbox for people to use however they see it. But now it's our job to showcase it properly, to tell them also how to use it, and then just to just promote it properly, to advertise it correctly. All right, my subject, Zach.
Yeah. So the next step would just be to pay it. It just took a few seconds for the approval to go through. So I will go ahead and confirm this. And then once it's all paid up, on the admin side, we will deploy it again.
honestly, I think this might be, one of the most under the radar yet high utility platforms I've seen for a while now. So big shout out to Zach and Milan for actually breaking this down for us. I mean, frictionless feels like that tool you don't need until you realize how messy token deals actually are in Web3 right now. So if you guys are building something, investing in early stage tokens, or just, hate relying on centralized middlemen, bookmark this post, right? Honestly, because frictionless feels like one of those tools that doesn't actually scream for attention, but it actually solves problems every serious project faces after launch. Whether you're a founder trying not to, nuke its own chart, or maybe a community member who actually wants cleaner, fairer access to tokens, this platform hits the mark. It's more about, it's more than just trading. It's about how fundraising, distribution, and trust should actually work in Web3. And yeah, it's refreshing to see something built around real pain points and just not another hype loop. And if you're building, investing, just keep an eye on frictionless. It's solving problems most people still don't know how to articulate, and that's usually the kind of projects that end up defining new standards.
So we now push it through. It should now be live and deployed from our end. Just waiting for the last confirmation. So everything is secured by our end with multi-sig, and additional security steps to reduce any kind of vulnerabilities. And yeah, I mean, one of the cool features of ours and what makes this so unique, especially our token FRIC extremely unique, is that it's like a pure utility token. Not on the basis that it allows certain functions on the platform. It also reduces the transfer fee, which is like 1% for each transaction happening on the platform. You can reduce it to 0.5% by holding, for each 100K FRIC you hold, you can reduce it by 0.05% down to 0.5%, 0.05%, and then down to 0.5%, which is a utility in itself. And then you can, of course, as you've seen, pay for services with FRIC. But the main utility of FRIC in the platform is that we created something that's called multi-hop routing for price pods. So right now, what we're having here in the switch that we are creating, the channel is created, it's a simple FRIC to ETH pair that is already existing. It has an active liquidity pool on a DEX, and it's super easy for us to pull the price from that. Super easy. But like, what about like token to token transfers, where there is no liquidity pool connecting these two tokens, where we can then pull the price feeds? What we do is we put FRIC in the middle, like its own bridged oracle, and have like a multi-hop price pool for the accurate price matching of these two tokens. So token A will be that if it has a pool with ETH, and token B if it has a pool with ETH, it will get matched in the price through the reflection of the FRIC to ETH pool. So token A then price in reflection to FRIC to ETH, and token B in the reflection of FRIC to ETH. And through that, we are able to connect these both price of these assets and allow for token-to-token transfers. So our token is fundamental now into how our platform works. And we just released our new white paper that explains it even further, more in depth, of course. And yeah, it's quite innovative and amazing. And there is so much more coming on the back of that. This also creates a necessity for us to create multiple tokens on all these different chains and native chains for this mechanism to work in the smoothest way. So for example, Solana will be the next token that we will launch. The next FRIC token will be on Solana. And we will just go down the list of chains that we will then deploy on. So this gives us amazing exposure also on these chains when we have to then launch new tokens. If it's EVM based and there's a great EVM connection between the chains, our ERC20 token can of course go cross-chain, but we don't want to create any cross-chain downside problems when there are some latency issues or whatever, where then the price pool has just another step in between, which can then just create a little bit of a delay. So we rather have like individual tokens. There will be additional token launches. Yes, these tokens will also function like our native FRIC or ERC20 FRIC, and the Sol FRIC will also reduce fees, will also be used to pay for services. And yeah, there's also an amazing opportunity to expand our token ecosystem. Yeah, of course, now we've created the channel and the switch, and now Zach can create the offer actually, and then the contribution to the offer can happen. Let's quickly do that and then wrap up.
Yeah.
Because this is like the main functionality, and there's also like the main beauty and the main action of our platform, especially because we expand this into a decentralized OTC platform and then into a decentralized P2P exchange in the end. So like the scaling is planned on for the next years. We have been working on this for a few years, so this project has a longevity built into its backend.
All right. So now that our switch is actually deployed, we can begin to create offers with the token pair. So for this first offer, I'm just going to say I'm gonna put up 5,000 FRIC. Actually, I'm gonna select the switch. So I'm just gonna put up an offer for 5,000 FRIC, and it automatically estimates it off of the open market price of the estimate of what you would receive. So I'm gonna create that offer.
It looks like a fusion of a decentralized exchange and a launchpad, and like really great.
Pure hybrid model, well put. There's also like a mix between launchpad, centralized exchange, centralized exchange. It's a pure non-existing hybrid, and we always call frictionless like the excellent fluid between all these cracks in the ecosystem, the Web3 ecosystem, that all these other platforms leave behind.
So here our offer shows up, and I will quickly just switch to the other wallet address that we chose to be able to interact with these particular switches or this particular channel, just to show you the contribution function. So I put up FRIC wrapped ETH for this particular wallet address, but if I switch to the other address, I'll be able to actually contribute to the offer. So I'm pretending to be, the consumer from the other side for this particular example. Yeah, so now I see the offer that I put up with the other address, and we can actually contribute it to it now. So I will contribute the ETH to match that FRIC to fill that offer. Can't remember exactly how much it was, but I'm just gonna put like, all right. So it looks like it will mostly fill it up. You don't need to fill it all the way up if you don't want to. But it looks like it will contribute for most of that 5,000 FRIC offer. I'm gonna hit confirm. So essentially this is being traded over the counter, completely circumventing any any open market price impact. It's just from one wallet to the next through our escrow smart contract wallet.
So it's like you basically saying people can like swap large or small bags without moving the price chart and then right?
Like in simple explanation, like a swap without market impact.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So it looks like it confirmed, and I have
Is the full transaction. You can see also the full contribution and also then the fee that got deducted for us on our end. And of course, if you would now look at the counter-side wallet, it would showcase the ease of reflected. So you can always have like a transparent look into everything.
And one thing I noticed too is the transaction costs are pretty minimal compared to your typical transactions that you do on Uniswap. So I think that is also going to be a pretty big use case for our platform. It's just a lot simpler. There's a lot less going on in the back end that will. It's just not as a heavy as a load to. That just like makes it a lot cheaper, I guess, in the simplest times. Yeah, so this transaction fee was only $1.32. A typical Uniswap transaction could be, I guess I'm not sure what the actual gas price is right now. It's probably somewhere around here, but I have noticed that it is typically cheaper. So far we need to collect a little bit more data, but it does seem cheaper than typical transactions through Uniswap. So it's pretty cool.
Also way cheaper, especially when you look at Ethereum, like of course, if you look at other chains like layer 2, solution and so on, of course, and it's neglectable, especially on ETH, this is just a viable option to acquire a token instead of going to a decentralized exchange. Just when you look at the gas fees, especially like in these high volume phases where like these gas fees, or like in the phases where these gas fees just go completely crazy, like ours will be low always.
That's awesome. Like that's like Zach mentioned, like it adds another use case to it. Like it's cheaper and then it's handy, it's trustworthy because obviously that's the brilliant part that it works wallet to wallet and the trust is baked right into the smart contract. So that's great.
And another cool thing too is, through this platform, we'll be able to trade tokens that aren't actual traditional liquidity pairs on Uniswap. Like you can be trading, FRIC directly for USDC if you wanted to, and you don't actually need that liquidity pool on Uniswap. You can just trade it one for one.
Right. I mean, I found creating the offer wall side and the contribution part really amazing. It's just, we need more people in here so we can actually make this whole lot better for everyone. Right? It's a win-win game for everyone. So I say like, I mean, like,
I would say it's a win-win-win game for everyone, for the developers, the investors, and any kind of Web3 service. Like this is a utility that can be used for anyone that participates in this market.
And this is simply our private platform. Offering the ability to whitelist any address that you want to be interacting with these channels and kind of a more private interface. And in the future, we will open this up to a public platform too. So you don't need to, go through the steps of setting up your own private channels. You can just go on here and contribute to already open public offers. But I think that will be also a very, very neat utility that's coming in the future.
Oh, no, there are those two channels. I mean, for the traditional OTC, on-chain OTC market and all the different variations of OTC that have. But as Lex said, like when we have like the open OTC platform live, this will just create such a unique way of new volume in the market between especially small wallets and small wallets that interact like with bigger wallets. it's just like very a seamless process of token transfers, especially between investor groups. And yeah, it's amazing. Like, but like as Zach has presented it, like this is getting polished, more polished over the next years. It will be one seamless execution that you're away from your development budget, especially if you're a token project.
Yeah, that's like you mentioned, like Milan said, it's a win-win-win for everyone in this case. So that's awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for actually hopping on the stream and like actually showcasing what the platform is all about. Like yeah, as Haku said,
Yeah, I appreciate it.